Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is grand final time. Both these teams have qualified for the major qualifier. Yes, saying qualifier twice, every single time. But only one of them can take home the $30,000. We're straight in. Map number 1 is going to be Train. I'm just going to go straight out there. I'm with Tengri all the way. We're into this pistol.
Yeah, I'm with Tengri as well. And saying that, our hopes and dreams can be shattered early on. Pachanga going to go ahead and go down. Kashana going to be quick to shut him out of the equation very early on. No trade to come on through, and Vega taking this very slowly. Seems to be something they enjoy doing.
Especially after getting the first pick. It makes a lot of sense. You don't want to be sort of over-facing after this sort of position. You want to force the CT side to over-rotate. Make mistakes. But it's a completely different map pool to what we saw previously. Mirage is gone, Cash is gone, and now Fitch is gone as well. We're going to see this push out. Sonic is falling. SNK spamming shots away. Will be able to get one. Ramzik to help him out, but he'll fall in the meantime. It's all onto SNK, who's run out of bullets, at least for the meantime. Has time to reload. Somehow surviving this long. But it was inevitable. The Vega Squadron would finish him off. And in the quick few seconds I have before the next round, let's just bring up the maps briefly. So, number 1 is going to be Train. Then we head over to Inferno for Tengri. An overpass, one that was in the map pool yesterday, and won by Tengri will be number 3. And if I'm honest, I think we're going to be going the distance. I think all 3 maps will come in. These look very close matches. Every single map they've had, other than Mirage, which isn't in the map pool, has gone, I think, at least to 13 rounds for each team.
Yeah, now I think Train being in here is interesting. It was one that yesterday when we saw Tengri play, I thought they looked really quite good on, in all honesty, even though it's not a map they opt to play all that much. So I'm hoping they can surprise us here and do quite well, but not if Archie can put a stop to things. Just going to go ahead and shut down 3 as he waltzes on out in towards a chopper, then to finish off Fitch, and now it is all on Pachanga. 1v5 CZ, and just looking to try and stay alive here. Wants to hold on to this into the next round if he can. Might be able to find a couple of exits if they do decide to go hunting, but I imagine Vega aren't going to be too keen to throw away any of their 5 surviving players too unnecessarily. It will be Vega Squadron to go ahead and convert that second round. Something that we're not really all that used to saying when it comes to Vega.
Yeah.
As they do manage to pick it up, and actually they do it in style. Sadly, the UMPs weren't the things getting the frags. It was Hachi, who gets $1,200. No, sorry, $900 on the back of it. But that is going to be it for him. Everyone's staying alive. Pachanga allowed to save as they just played this safe. And it does mean they have the CZ and armor to go at it again in the next round if they'd like. But he's going to have to get a lot of work done with a gun that really isn't amazing to you know, do the best sort of sustained damage. You can get 1 or 2 and then yeah, and then try and, you know, pick up a rifle on the back of it or something on those lines. But the CZ isn't ideal.
I wonder if Pachanga's name is currently in reference to the fact that not only the flag, but also a lot of the times we mention their team, we talk about Kazakhstan, and not the fact that 2 of the players are actually from Kyrgyzstan as well. So he's put it in his name just to remind everybody that it's not just a Kazakhstanian team. And well, we'll see. It's going to be him making a big difference in this round. Going to go aggressive towards upper B side of the map. Nobody there as a response as of yet, as the T's are on A. Fortunate gamble hasn't worked out. The boost will be employed as SNK can peek over, but Cassandra able to close him down. Looking very good to take this in a clean fashion as well. And the last round was flawless from this T side. So making decent money early on, but Cassandra at least able to get 1. Gets himself a UMP as well, and there may be a temptation to just keep this into the next round. Doesn't gain any money really off of that CZ, but every kill he gets with the UMP will be an extra $600.
And he's desperately trying to get something done with it. They aren't going to go and risk peeking out of the UMP much more. Kashano actually looks like he might, and no, now going to make the decision to start to fall on back. Pachanga takes the peek and does find the frag. Should be able to survive from this distance as well, but players flanking around through Ivy. We're going to try and shut him down as he does double back. Makes a nice $1,200 bonus on the back of this, and has the armor already invested. So now that makes the AWP buy possible with armor behind it. He will be dropping one over to Ramzik. And in all honesty, I mean, that makes quite a big difference. Usually if we see the AWP picked up this early on the CT side, they are armorless. Ramzik having a solitary smoke and armor up behind him could be worth its weight in gold heading into this round. Vega, they've got the AWP up on JR, no problem. Now, he was a little bit quiet in the matches earlier on today.
Good on Nuke.
Yeah.
Very good on Nuke. That was the difference. That was the big difference in their map. That's why they won it convincingly, or more so convincingly on that CT side, because he was just able to play that rotational role and was finding picks all over the shop. So if that's been the awakening of JR, then this Vega Squadron team has only become scarier through the day. You have to remember as well, Tengri have had the day off, which could be a gift and a curse. They could be playing sort of chilled. They haven't had the stress of the earlier match. It was a long one as well. 3 maps, OT in 2 of them. But at the same time, it means Vega are going to be going in with their aim on point, feeling hot and heavy. Well, they're going to be going over towards this B site for now. A minute left on the clock. Pachanga with support from Fitch. Only a UMP on Fitch, so not the best weaponry. Does have a smoke that he can throw, and it's getting later and later. And the further it goes into this round, the more valuable that smoke becomes.
Yeah, now the push going to be coming on in from Vega, held back a little bit, but no, they go forcing on through. Pachanga doesn't get anything done within the B bomb site and will fall at the first hurdle. Fitch up close with the UMP, just waiting on the side of that smoke. They still don't know how to deal with him, and now Chopper just going to go pushing straight on through. Does fall to Fitch as Sonic finds one of his own. Fitch can be traded on out, and it will be 2-on-3 secured. Mer going to be going down as well. JR and Kashanda, both these players tacked down relatively low. It's the forward position of Kashanda that could catch Tengri off guard, but not going to be the case as he goes down, leaving this down on JR. The AWPer for Vega spotted out in the open, and SNK with the neat, clean triple secures this first round for Tengri. Defuse going to be coming on in. The AWP can be saved for Ramzik, and that will be their first round on the board. 3-1, still in favor of Vega, but a essential.
Oh, there we go. Thought he wasn't going to be able to get it from under the crab there under the train, but no, he can get it.
Ooh, were you going to say crevice?
I was going to say crevice. I said Krev, which is the short for crevice.
Is that internationally known? Krev?
Yeah.
Reach into that Krev.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's a thing, Tom.
I think it is, because I've heard loads of people use that word before. I think you're just ignorant. Nice nade to start things off for Cassandra. Not for Cassandra, onto Cassandra. We're going to see Changa throw out the incendiary, but they're already out onto the upper position. They'll get one, but it'll be traded, and straight away Mir, he's here again. Getting that double. Denying them at least some entry, although the Molotov missed slightly. Does allow them further access into this site. The problem is, retaking 3 versus 4, never an easy ploy. They need to find these kills quickly. And already, Hootsie with a lovely shot at range. Give them a 2-man advantage.
And Rams and Sonic trying to make their way back in. They've used this situation. And while Sonic's able to get one, finds himself now in the 1v3. Hootsie will shut him down. And that is Vega to go ahead and take one straight back. The economic reset going to be felt by Tengri. I imagine they might just force buy into this round. I mean, 3 players won't be able to. Will be on the double eco anyway. And yeah, that will be the case as SNK buys the D. That fate is relatively secure. Sonic be buying up armor as well, but it's a bit of a weak force. I mean, we see players saving a couple of thousand. That's presumably to buy the AWP up on Ramzik. Might even be trying the double AWP setup as it looks like. Fitch and Pachanga both saving some extra cash as well.
Job from Mir. Catches out Sonic, using his utility well. He started strong, 6-2, but it's Beauty actually the one 9-1 at the moment, top of the board for his team. Chopper entering onto the site. There's still SNK with the Deagle, but it's not to be this time. And Ramzik left in the back lines. Haven't started well on train, it has to be said. Investing into the next round is going to be nigh on impossible, as only 1,900 added. So this minute investment into this round is more going to be a hindrance than anything else, as they get absolutely nothing done. JR to finish things off. A very good start on Train from Vega.
Yeah, I mean, one of the real problems right now is when you look at someone. Okay, no, actually, Tom, I'll pose this in a question to you. When you say Tengri, and I said, if I said, yeah, man who could single-handedly turn a game around, what name do you think of?
Ooh, it's split, because I go with Ramzik.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go. That was the answer I was looking for.
But
Ramzik right now,
Fitch.
1 and 6. Yeah, and there you go. The second name you were going to give me, also 1 and 6.
Yeah. On
the board, currently bottom, and I know that we're only 7 rounds in. They have to try and make this turnaround sometime soon, and Pachanga's able to open things up, does toss the AK back to Ramzik. So at least he's got something extra to try and play with into this round. Smoke going down over towards B. They also lose Fitch on uppers, and now Sonic trying to play the close angle down beneath the ladder. Ramzik should have actually spotted out Kashanda there, but instead plays in towards the side. Pachanga going to go down. Sonic still lurking beneath this ladder, being a real problem, and they do manage to deal with it, but he actually takes 2 before going down. Now the AK on Ramzik, the PT-50 on SNK to try and retake this site, and Ramzik, he's gone ahead and dropped the bomb out in the open. It all falls onto Mir, sorry, 1v2 has to pick up that bomb first. He's going to walk past it for the time being as he tries to clear out the site. SNK playing it up close with the PT-50. Should be able to catch him looking the wrong way, and Mir will go down seemingly from nowhere. Tengri pick themselves up a second round. I think a lot of that falls on Sonic being able to stay alive within the site, getting that double kill with the PT-50. He single-handedly turned that around.
If we saw him a decent performance. The thing is, he's very up and down when we see him play. When they had their sort of dominant victory before coming up against Vega Squadron side, was the man to be watching, but started strong, and that's always going to be important. Looking towards the CT side once again, and lovely stuff from Pachanga. Jumps off the ladder. Death from above as JR is just completely caught out as he falls into the angle. Now, Cassandra picking up the AWP is looking to try and find some sort of return. Pachanga aware. The opponent has pushed in. The problem is, look how much of a rotation the CTs have gone for. There's already 4 players somewhat dedicated to this piece. I think they've realized now that they've definitely overdone it. Still got 3 players around the connector, but now the Ivy push coming in from Mir. As said, a player who can turn any round on its head. Seen him with 1v3s, 1v4s throughout this match. It's only going to be a trade this time, and Ramzik finds another in the meantime, leaving it down to him and Cassandra pushing through the smoke, looking to try and turn the tide. But instead, he loses his life as Cassandra 1v3.
Oh, Pachanga quick to shut him down. The double up setup carried forward into the next for Tengri. Starting to build up a little bit of cash on some of these players as well, and they've finally succeeded in whittling down the economy of Vegas. So the 4 spy going to be coming on in. This could be their opportunity now for Tengri to find themselves a 4th, but I mean, a 4 spy on Vega is not to be underestimated. They're a team that love to do this and frequently do succeed. We have seen them made a couple of bad decisions in the past to do with their economy. This time, it's going to be 3 players early on down towards Ivy. Actually, instead, just going to be lining up smokes and flashes in towards the A-bomb site, ready to go for this split. Players over in pop, stacked up, ready to go in. The players with the smokes, lining them up. They're going to try and smoke off connector. Well, they will be raining on through. Gonna go ahead and set up that wall of smokes to block off the vision from Bomb Train, but Fitch won't be affected by this can spot over the top. The player's already far too close, and he does just batten down the hatches within the site, finds the first. The rest of the team trying to make their way in and over towards B, and actually it's all part of the fake. Chopper gonna be in the back line. That's gonna divert Pachanga's attention away from this incoming push, leaving it all on SNK to try and hold down the fort. He does get 1. Chopper somehow in the back line gets himself 2, and Uchi and JR between them mop that round up. A fantastic split play there from Vega. And phenomenal stuff with those pistols, Tom. I'm lost for words.
Vega in a nutshell. Wasn't even a full investment into that round. They actually saved some cash as well. So this is just ridiculous and a really nice strategy as well. The second chopper gets in, you just, it's almost like it unfolded in front of our eyes, the rotation they had planned, and wonderful stuff from him to be able to hold them off. But the fact is, even if he'd gone down, he'd bought enough time that SNK wasn't going to be able to do too much. Now, Tengri, Ramzik is on the AWP. We've got Rifle on SNK, who is at the top of the board at the moment for his team, joint with Pachanga. Sonic on a UMP and a few pistols. I've seen them win rounds with worse, but so far, Rain hasn't been the one to do it, but there you go. Fitch, double for his team. Picks up that AK-47. Turns this round on its head. Now, the T side, they're fighting back. Aggression from Pachanga is going to be sent packing back towards his B site, where he still resides alone, even though he's only on a pistol. In the meantime, SNK dropping another over towards main. No trade to be had as Chopper attempts it, but SNK will win against both. Now, pushing into B, Mir does have an idea that Pachanga's there, but he doesn't even win that duel.
And now we're going to see these guys go blow for blow on these four spies, and it's going to be back and forth, back and forth. But Vega, they've got a decent bit to invest. So it will be AK's board up, hardly your conventional force here for the T side as their economy does sustain one more blow. I'm going to be running low on money. Tengri in a similar situation would be good to buy into the next round, even if they lose this one, but they wouldn't be able to get the double AWP set up. So in fact, any AWP whatsoever unless they carry one forward. So it's going to be important here. More so for Vega though to pick this one up as they're currently stacking a couple of players over here towards B. Watch for any aggression out through pop. And with the positioning alone, no one over towards A main. It does look like B is going to be the site in question. SNK here with Pachanga supporting from connector. Does mean a lot of this falls into SNK when the push comes underway.
Smoke thrown in, but he will be able to step over it, using his utility to deny any sort of pushes available. I'm liking the fact that the CTs are working passively. Clearly set up for any sort of retake. They know they'll take a little bit of time for their teammates to get into position. You can see from the setup that they're not really playing anyone near this connector, other than Pachanga, who's more dedicated to the B side than his position may suggest. Problem being, could be if a Molotov falls in, that the rotation will take a little bit too long. JR, like he may be the first one to push in, but actually is going to be on upper, and they catch SNK. That first kill goes the way of the T side, and unfortunately, Pachanga missing his shot is going to leave them in a bit of a predicament. No Molotov thrown in, but it is smoked, and look how many T players are now going aggressive. A brawl about to come out all the way towards this back of the B site. Unfortunately, the CT side have no idea it's coming. The flash through the smoke will be able to catch one, but it's Mir again getting that double. Hootie to step up and find one. Vega instantly as well. Trade one back again.
I mean, you know, Tom, as a silver lining for you and I think the good thing about this is that both of these teams have made it through to the major qualifier. I really love seeing them both play.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm really happy that this isn't, for example, one of the elimination matches, which at a point in time I was worried it could have been. But, yeah, no, seeing as how things are going, of course, now they are just competing for that tasty, tasty $30,000, which, you know, would be fantastic for them to win alongside making it through to the major qualifier. And while already for Vega, they've got 4 players over here towards B. JR watching the flank up through pop. They're going to be throwing a whole bunch of utility in through into the B bomb site. And actually, Pachanga just goes, offers himself in on the silver platter. Will go down. The rotate's already coming on in. Sonic hot on the heels. Actually, in the dispatch of JR. Turns it into the 4-on-4. Looking to get more work done. Will be traded out. It will be a 3-on-3. And Ramzik within this site, turning this whole situation on its head, doing some serious damage. Gets himself a third. Puts it into the 1v1. Fitch on the flank. Shuts down Mir. And Forced by Wars continues. We go back and forth and back forth. And now Vega with another buy-up opportunity. Do have the cash to invest. Both teams' economies just teetering on the brink of being destroyed on the back of this loss.
That wasn't even a full force. They saved about 2k because they were ready to buy in the next round. So again, not even fully investing into this one. It's worth saying as well that both these teams were actually in the same group. So to get this far all the way through to the final matchup's impressive. I think the seeding may change next time, although aggressive. Booty straight out onto the side. They've sped up the pace, and it has worked wonderfully. Again, we're going to see this backwards and forwards trend continue. Unless Pachanga could do something magnificent, and considering only Hootie has taken any real damage, Mir losing a little bit. Hootie, in fact, actually just going to offer himself to Pachanga. But I think, though he's gone for that offering, the blessing he will receive is the round. And you have to remember now, this sort of force buy situation is just helping out Vega Squadron. They're going to get up to 8 rounds. The half has been won on the T side of the map. And although they do seem to be quite a T-sided team, this is their map pick. They're going to go onto the CT side feeling very, very confident. Tengri will have to show something incredible of their own, and they're actually going to call out a pause. I think Harry might be muted again.
Really?
Yeah.
Did that? You just missed my whole point?
Yep.
Oh.
Well, I don't know what that is that keeps doing that.
That was...
Really
I know, me neither. That was a whole 30-second pause I just spoke through about the ins and outs of how this benefits the T side, what we can expect to see, and probably some of the best analytical work I've ever done, never to see the light of day.
We will never know. I'm sure it was magnificent.
Probably wasn't. It was probably subpar, but anyway. Yeah, Vega currently 3 rounds to their advantage. 2 players making their way over towards Pop Dog Chopper, waiting outside of Momentum. Mert and JR both locking down Ivy. Sonic's pushed on out, but he's got to go fast if he wants to try and get anything out of this.
I knew that pun was coming eventually. I was avoiding it for all the games we've casted Tengri on, and you gave in. You saved it for the final. It is this investment from the CT side, and so far it's going very, very badly. They've lost 2 players with no return. Make that a third as Mir continues his reign of terror. Pushing out through Ivy. SNK going to switch around to his position. Although the shots are going to be missed initially. Will be only 1 player drop for Vega Squadron. They pick up 9 over on their T side already. And the 10th, well, it's looking quite likely, but I'm not going to count them out. I'm not going to do it because Ramzik with the 5-7 in the last... That's the best round he's had by miles. And not necessarily because it was so impressive, but because he really has been quite underwhelming so far. I think the whole Tengri side have been on train and waiting to see if they can pick things up on the T side, which has been the case in some of these maps so far. Saw it on Cash for sure, but train's a different ball game altogether.
Yeah, and Vega not wanting to throw anything away. They're going to be taking this round slowly, looking to try and secure the 10th and reach those double digits over on the T side. 3 players with Tengri over here in B, 2 waiting on A. Fitch could be going aggressive up towards Pop Dog. Just listening to see if he can hear anyone drop on down. Watching A main in the meantime. Yeah, I'll be lining up some utility out towards this A bomb site, the Molotov in particular, to burn back Fitch, and that will now force him out into the open, right into the chopping block. Sadly, he does get chipped away at. Going to be forcing on through their own Molotov. It's Murder pick the frag up as Fitch will go down. First man going to be going the advantage of Vega. The flank going to be employed, looking like it was going to at least by Ramzik, but he makes the decision to double on back and get into the site quickly, and it's probably the right call to make as Hoochie dispatched to SNK. Pachanga's able to get one, but then the trade does come in from Chopper. In through the smoke, it's Sonic to try and turn this round on its head. He gets himself one, but JR is there and will prevail with the tech. A 10-5 half in favor of Vega. And well, now we're going to be heading into the second with Tengri this time over on the T side. And a part of me does wonder, I mean, Coming into this, Tom, do you reckon their mindsets are necessarily to... I mean, obviously your mindset is always to win, but do you reckon they'll be fighting as hard now as they did yesterday, for example?
If anything, I'd say for Tengri, the harder work is done. But I think for Vega, this is also about retaining it. You have to remember they won this. Okay. They won the last CIS minor. They're gonna have that drive to want to retain that title. Now, it's not going to be the most prestigious title in the world. It's more the getting through to the qualifier that's important. But there's still $30,000, and for both of these teams, they don't really get a chance to be at sort of LAN finals a lot of the time, at least not on a bigger scale. And the CIS minor is definitely one where we see all of the talent available, all the sort of teams that haven't already got through to that qualifier, or the major in some of the cases. They're going to come out and fight for this. So, yeah, for sure. I think they're going to want to win this as much as anyone else. Already in the pistol. Starting things off. It will be a trade over towards Ivy. Look at this presence over towards drop. This could be problematic. The bomb currently around that area, but this is all just a fake. They're trying to do the wraparound strategy. I'm a big fan of this, but the problem is I think they needed to hit B a little bit sooner, as now the players over on the site itself are going to be alone. Intrigued by this from Sonic. He's actually going to go rotating back through the connector. I think they've completely overthought this round, because now he's going to be isolated. There is a chance for SK to do some damage, but do they really think this is going to work? I think that this has just gone terribly wrong.
As you said, perhaps kind of playing themselves a little bit there. That's Tengri to go ahead and throw away that pistol, now meaning that Vega should be able to extend this to a 13-5 lead in the absence of the bomb plant. This is where Tengri really have to try and step up in this round now. They will be force buying down what they can to try and cause the upset in the second round of the second half. For what's going on in, see Sonic with a boatload of utility. They've got the Molotov, which does, to me, suggest they can be making their way over towards B. It's one that you can work with this molly. 4 players here early on, leaving Sonic to try and throw out some fake smokes and flashes in towards A, while the rest of the team stack up outside this B bomb site. Actually gonna make their way towards Pop initially. Actually gonna go to mop up 3, which was far more than he ever should have got. Gets a boatload of work done. That Molotov can be thrown on out, so they don't have it in an afterplant, but for the afterplant to even occur, they have to get that bomb down first, and as Ramsey falls, it all falls under Sonic, who will be guillotined there in the push from Chopper. 12-5. Vega Squadron, they do convert another anti-eco, which is refreshing to say the least.
Definitely a big difference from what we saw earlier in the day and yesterday, of course, versus Tengri. I think it was 5 out of 6 pistols went the way of Tengri, and I think the one that they actually managed to win, they didn't even convert. So the fact that they managed to take it all 3 maps and have sort of overtime games really does show how good they are in these buy rounds. MP9 in play. I have to say that buy they went for in the last round, I do hate it. I hate the full UMP, but I hate that it worked. But it's a lot of money gained, and it's going to be the same in this round as there's no armor. The attempt from Tengri was to get the bomb down. It's not to be. I'm waiting for the one day where Harry's dreams come true and we see a 5-man MP9 buy. Do you think that day's coming?
I think that day's definitely coming. The MP9, as I said already, going to be the new hit gun in 2017.
Is it going to be hip and cool?
Hip, cool, and
we'll take them to school.
I was trying to stay away from that rhyme, Tom.
Make them look like a fool.
Hip, cool, and any CT side player's essential tool. As
I think the only tool here is you.
Wow.
Good. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine, you know. Hearts being broken as we go 13-5 to attack pause. Called in here for Tengri, who have their backs against the wall. It's going to be 5 AKs bought on up. Plenty of utility for these guys. Over on the side of Vega, they've got 3 UMPs, a boatload of utility as well. Far more than that of Tengri. Perfect amount to try and hold back the coming onslaught. While smoke goes down initially over towards A main. Now actually going to follow up with some aggression. Kashana pushing on up close, joined by Mert. Tengri taking this very, very slowly early on, not wanting to go running out into the waiting arms of Vega. But if Tengri don't go to Vega, the Vega will come to them, as already Kashana's gone rushing on up into towards A main, trying to take this UMP up close, and even being this far forward causes so many problems for Tengri. Now they have to have someone watching this potential push. He will double on back, but they've had to expel utility as well to try and keep him at bay. Meaning now they've only got 3 smokes and 2 flashbangs for when they do finally decide to take a site.
Just being a pain at the moment. We see Vega taking control, but even just handing it back. And it means that when we come to the push in a minute, it's going to take time for them to clear different angles. And actually, they've gone back to this double presence over towards drop. And it's 1 UMP, but with the rifle to be able to back it up if a push comes in towards main. It's a smart little combo of players. There's 30 seconds left now. And the bomb's still over towards sort of ramp area. So, wondering what the T's are actually planning on doing. I don't even think they know what they're doing, as there's 3 players now pushing over towards that B side. They've got to get the bomb over there, and they are running out of time. And look at the spot from Chopper. If he takes down too many players, it's just going to be a massive problem. He switches out to the AK, and I think this is already done. The bomb has to make its way onto the site with 7 seconds to go. This is just a complete misplay coming out from Tengri. The tactical pause clearly not working at all. And I have no idea what they just attempted to do in that round. I don't even know if they would have had time to get the bomb down if there was no one there.
Yeah, no, I don't think they would. I think timing really got the better of them there, and I think they tried once again to be too smart for their own good with that play. The pause could be called on in, but they're going to have to take 10 consecutively to take it through to map point, which is going to be tricky, especially over on this T side with, well, next to no money to invest. Plenty for Vega Squadron as they do buy up into this round. They've got a boatload of utility up behind it as well, and I don't know, Tengri not looking to be firing on all cylinders as they were yesterday. I mean, Ramzik still bottom of the board. Fitch has actually had a great improvement in his performance, now shooting up to being first, despite 7 rounds in being down at the bottom of the board along with Ramzik. Sonic pulling his own weight today as well. It's Ramzik, really, who's fallen off. And, I mean, saying that, no one on Tengri really looking as good as they had done.
I think it's just a full team performance. Maybe Train, not a map they expected to see. Possibly trying to play a little bit too tactically. It's interesting that they banned Cash, considering how close the map was, and if anything, they threw it away. They were the ones up, what, 14-4, and then getting it to go to overtime. So I think that was a weird ban, considering how close it was. And to go a little bit riskier and play the Train instead, maybe they're down for. Either way, Fitch, as you said, improving. He started off, he's got that first kill, actually hits the dink through the smoke as well. It's trades backwards and forwards with CT seemingly on top for a second, although Uti, how is he still alive? Manages to take down another, and the second as well with the Deeg. That's ridiculous. He should have gone down before the first kill even came in. However, Pachanga, 1 versus 2. He's got an incendiary, which if he somehow gets the bomb down, may be able to help him, or switching out rotations. He's going to be able to avoid the AWP. Baited JR into a rotation. I think Chopper may be aware of the prospect of this, though. Holding the angle. Pachanga going to go for the peak, and Chopper going to win. Takes his head off. Look at, I've only just looked at the scoreboard. Look at Hootie and Mir, and Chopper, in fact, just all around that 20 kills marker. Pretty much a kill per round per player, which is pretty insane. 15-5, you can see how they're managing to continue this. It will be a buy-in for Tengri. They have got a long fight back if they want to try and take Train.
Yeah, they are going to have a buy together. It's not fantastic. It's going to be AKs across the board, very limited in terms of their utility. And a Galil up on Ramsey. Bomb going to be crossing over here towards B. Only Chopper here, but he's playing it very passively, looking to try and take a more retake-orientated approach in towards B. So they should be able to get this bomb down if they go pouring on out, providing Chopper doesn't do too much damage, and they will be pushing on in. The call going to be made, and the rotates are already being sifted on through. And Kashana, first people on the scene, and Kashana will be the first man to hit the deck, actually, as SNK does the duty of removing his head. The Molotov to try and force Rams to come back does deny a huge avenue of cover, but SNK and Fitch find 2 between them. It's Mur making his way to the site to go ahead and take 1. Leaving this now all on JR. The struggling AWPer for Vega, forced on back out of the site, and this will be Tengri to go ahead and pick themselves up a 6th round at least, as they look to try and pull this back and carry us through to OT.
So many very low players after those initial duels. I think it was 1 HP at one point for Fitch, 2 HP for SNK. He's got to make sure he's far away from that bomb. Be a little bit careful as well. If he, yeah, not going to go pushing any further than that. Won't take any damage from there as well. So they will continue. 3 kept alive. Ramzik able to upgrade slightly from the Galil to the M4. Still not going to be an instant headshot, but sure he can live with that. CT side will be investing into this one, and it's not bad overall. I'm interested to see what's been dropped. Oh, it's actually a rifle, so yeah, only the UMP really the struggle, and Cassandra most of the time has actually been playing around pop, meaning that that wouldn't be a problem at all. Like, if anything, it could even be work better than the rifle sometimes. Either way, flashes and smokes thrown in. This could just be a little bit of a ruse. Chopper has gone pushing though. He gets traded out from Fitch. Now they're going to hit this B site once again. But look at Pachanga. The back lines. Lying around that Olaf position. Gonna wait to just lurk in behind them. He's playing this perfectly. However, it may not be needed as his teammates finding a double in the meantime. It seems like Hootie wanted to fall back and Pachanga denies. This leaves just Mir. Solitary rifle. Won't be a buy-in for Vega in the next round. Unless they really are going to go for something ludicrous. And with 4 players at the moment standing for Tengri, got themselves in a decent position.
Yeah, they're going to be able to drop out Mur at the end there as well, prevent him from holding on to that. Now, Tengri on 7. 8 rounds left to go if they want to try and pull this one back to OT. There's no money left for Vega to invest into this round, so they should be able to take solace in the fact that they should be able to pick themselves up an 8th, start to build up some economy. Not that it really matters, they'll be buying every round regardless. I mean, one thing that I think is important to draw attention to is that JR, once again, as we've seen today, having a weak performance once more. And that could come back to punish Vega if Tengri are given the chance to gain some momentum and start to pick things up. Vega effectively being one man down in that regard could come back to punish these guys. That said, JR was the man to open this round up. Does drop Sonic out the equation. Now has the AK to try and work with. It will be a 4-4. They've already dealt a decent bit of damage out onto Tengri. Kashana going to be holding this close angle with the USP, doing a load of damage out of SNK, but lucky enough, Pachanga is going to be there to help on out. It's Chopper in from behind who could make all the difference, takes 1 life, but then Pachanga to trade things back. It all falls on a JR. The man who I said was having a bad performance, this time going to go ahead and grab himself 2 with the AK. He picked on up, still alive and kicking with the sight, deals damage on the Ramzik, and oh my god, JR turns it into a 1-on-1. He's only got the AK to work with, has the 3K, walking out of the open, tags out Fitch. They still have yet to even connect a shot onto JR, who's just slipping around within the site. Don't know how he didn't spot the hedges here. I think he thought he saw something, but no. Fitch, thankfully, returns us from this madness and does secure Tengri in 8th, but they lose almost everyone in the process.
It does bring to question whether or not JR is having a bad game or whether it's just that everybody else
He just hasn't been allowed to kill anyone.
Yeah. I think it could be that, because when you're sort of 8-8 and you've got players like 20, 21, 25, it may just be that he's been in the wrong place at the wrong time a lot of the time. So clearly showing he is still awake. He's not fallen asleep as of yet. And Tengri will scrape around. Now, considering they have still extra money in the bank and they have to buy every single round no matter what, it's not like they can really be reset at this point. It's not the worst case scenario for them. As long as they keep chugging along, round after round, slowly grind things back. They've had 3 in a row on the T side. To get another 7 would be very impressive. It has to be said. It would be extremely impressive and almost unheard of a lot of the time in these sort of late game situations. SNK pushing out. Bissmire once again. And maybe that streak is about to come to an end. Fitch will go pushing. He'll fall as well. Chopper looking to finish this here and now. And Ramzik, well, hasn't had the same sort of performance we've seen him in other games. And it's not going to happen once again. A flawless finish for Vega Squadron. They take this first map in style. Now, while they're only one map away from winning themselves $30,000, retaining their title as CIS minor champions, well, then they're going to go pushing for that major qualifier.